Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Hello again everybody, I'm Ed Robinson, and welcome to another edition of Robinson Responds. I'm here to give you my thoughts on the sixth Thursday night football game of the 2024 NFL regular season between the Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints. So the Broncos would beat the Saints in dominating fashion, 33-10. So, of course, the storyline of this game was Sean Payton returning to New Orleans. You know about the history with Payton, coached the team for over a decade, took them to 2 NFC championship appearances. Also, they played in wound up winning Super Bowl 44 for the 2009 season. You know how Sean Payton and Drew Brees are forever connected to one another. Of course, Reggie Bush was a part of that era as well. Well, Payton with a new team, second year as the head coach of the Denver Broncos, and this was just a dominating performance. Takeaways from this game. I want to start off with New Orleans. The Saints, they need to get Dennis Allen up and out of there quick, fast, in a hurry. Dennis Allen no longer needs to be the head coach of the Saints. I don't know what's going on over there, but Dennis has got to go. Too many injuries on that squad. It seems as though this is going to get worse before it gets better. Saints management, Mickey Loomis, the owner of the team, Gail Benson, they are still riding for Dennis Allen. I don't know why, but that's what they're doing, and this is not a good situation. And it just seems as though the players, they look listless in the Thursday night game. They played with little to no effort, none whatsoever. I get it. The injuries, the injuries are definitely impactful, but you got to go out there at least and try to put up an effort, and they didn't show that. And they really haven't shown that really since week 3, because correct me, I believe this is the 5th game in a row that they have lost. And while we're on the topic of injuries, as if the Saints' injury woes couldn't get worse, they continue. In the second quarter, Saints cornerback Paulson Adebo was carted off the field after suffering a broken femur in his right leg. According to reports, it is highly likely he will be out for the rest of the season. So now you lose Paulson Adebo. You have all of these continuing injuries with the team. Derek Carr is going to be out at least for several more weeks before he can get back. You've got a rookie quarterback in Spencer Rattler. He's trying to do the best that he can, but you can tell those growing pains are showing with him. And again, another takeaway, Sean Payton, wherever he goes, he's a rebuilder. When he came to New Orleans, a team that was not a great franchise. However, you had spurts of greatness in that franchise. The Jim Mora era, the Jim Haslett era was pretty solid. The Mike Ditka era was all over the place. And then when Payton comes in, him and Drew Brees get together, and then Reggie Bush is drafted. As the saying goes, you take lemons and make lemonade out of that situation. Well, they took lemons and made not only lemonade, but they made lemon meringue pie out of that situation. And, of course, 2 NFC championship appearances, winning the big one, the Super Bowl 44 during that 2009 season. And Payton, again, not working with much, similar situation, not working with much in Denver, but you got Bo Nix, a rookie, a solid arm. His athletic ability is through the roof. You have an effective running game. Your defense is on point. And again, if you look at Denver's roster on paper, it doesn't wow you. But again, it goes back to coaching. What Sean Payton did in New Orleans, it looks as though he's turning the tide a little bit in Denver, and that success could continue. So Denver starting to be on the up and up, and New Orleans continues to trend downward. And it begins and ends with Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen does not need to be the head coach of the New Orleans Saints anymore. I don't know why Mickey Loomis and Gail Benson continue to stand up for him and stick up for him and saying that he's the coach. And you can see the product has not been good, especially these last 5 weeks with 5 losses in a row. But again, in the return to New Orleans and the homecoming for Sean Payton, it was the Broncos that was on top in Thursday Night Football. Denver wins 33-10 over the New Orleans Saints. So rookie quarterback for the Broncos, Bo Nix, completed 16 out of 26 passes for 164 yards, and he had 10 carries for 75 yards. Javonte Williams had 14 carries for 88 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, and he had 3 catches for 23 yards. Troy Franklin had 5 catches for 50 yards. Lucas Kroll had 3 catches for 41 yards. On the defensive side, Levi Wallace recorded 7 tackles. Justin Sternad, Nick Bonito, and John Franklin Myers all recorded a sack. Zach Allen and Jonah Ellis recorded a half sack. Jaquan McMillan recorded 6 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. Cody Barton recorded 6 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and a fumble return touchdown. And on the losing end for the Saints, Spencer Rattler completed 25 out of 35 passes for 172 yards, and he had 5 carries for 34 yards. Jake Hayner came into the game late and had a touchdown pass. Kendre Miller had 6 carries for 36 yards. And Alvin Kamara, not a great game for him. He only had 7 carries for 10 yards and 6 catches for 14 yards. Cedric Wilson had a touchdown in this contest. And Foster Moreau had 2 catches for 38 yards. And Jawan Johnson had 3 catches for 18 yards. And again, in the second quarter, Saints cornerback Paulson Adebo was carted off the field after suffering a broken femur in his right leg. According to reports, it is highly likely he will be out for the rest of the season. So again, in Thursday Night Football, Denver 33, New Orleans 10. And for the Saints, head coaching, a lot of players that are injured, management issues. It's tough times right now in the Crescent City, and I don't think it's going to get better. It's going to get worse. And, again, Sean Payton very victorious in his homecoming back to New Orleans.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.